Hi, chat. Hello. Yeah, I had to reset the time to get rid of that fucking StreamYard setting. This is so fucking annoying. This is something I bitch StreamYard about. They need to fix this. No, your super chat's still here. Sleazy says, "What's the over under? Trump does nothing." I'll take the under on that one. Something's gonna fucking happen. Like, this is not gonna go unannounced. Having like Rabdul Muhammad, some faggot from Afghanistan who was too fucking bitch made to fight the Taliban, but then he comes over here and starts trying to kill Guardsmen. Fuck that faggot. So, not Trump. He's faggot too, but not Trump in this case. So, actually, hold on one second here. Oh, I gotta. Come on, guys, move, behave. So, there we go. Clyde is all very much like, "Fat man, please pick me up. The little dog is here and she won't leave me alone." Yes, we have Bonbon, right? Come here, Bonbon. Bonbon, come here. Bonbon, hey. Come here, Bonbon. What the hell are you doing? Okay, whatever. She's not terrorizing Clyde for a second, so Clyde's okay. So, there we go. Yeah, she yaps. Bonbon barks. You guys can hear it. Yes, we do have Bonbon all weekend. So, yes, Bonbon was not eaten by Clyde or the Haitians. I promise. No, it wasn't chat's fault. Clyde, chat, it's not always your fault. A lot of times it is. But a lot of times it's not. This is one of those times it's not your fault. EDW Raptor says, is this it? Is it time now? Do I need to break the glass seal? No, your Serbian paramilitary kit. Please keep that back on the shelf. It is not time yet. It is not time, chat. So when you look at your kit, your war crimes kit, take that and put it back up on the shelf. Say, "Not today, old friend, not today. It's not time yet. It is not time yet. Not yet. Not yet." Is Bonbon a cat or a dog? Bonbon is a dog. Bonbon's a papillon. Bonbon is a dog. Bonbon's a rodent. Now's not the time, says the guy who's always late. Okay, fair enough. But I do like the cat dog. That's a neat callback. That is a neat callback. Ag says, "But wait, I have fancy powders that'll make Nick blush." Well, still, it's not time. Also, why is there a makeup kit in your paramilitary kit? You don't need that. Yeah, cat dog on my telephone. Oh, well, but yes, guys, we got some stuff to cover tonight, and I thought tonight, I wasn't sure what we were going to talk about, but this is at the end of the day, seeing all this happen, it's insane. There's no excuse for any of this, and this is something I thank God that all these Syrian refugees we let in, not one of them yet has managed to clack off a vest of fucking TATP somewhere. Like, I was waiting for that to happen. It hasn't happened yet, knock on wood. I hope it never does. I'm surprised one of these Afghans hasn't done that or gone on walked through a shopping mall and showing everybody how nice and sharp his machete is by giving them, like, you know, shaving their neck with it. Was the shooter's info released? Yes. Yes, it was. We're going to get to that. I thought DC had strict gun laws. They do. But it like I said, this whole thing is weird. Bella says, where is this guy from? Afghanistan. So let's get to that. Let's get to that. The basic information we have right now, there's a couple things we have information-wise at this point. So the guy's name is Ramanullah Lakanwal. I don't know. Faggot boy. That's all we need to know. He's 29. So chat, 29 years old. And he came in as the Afghan government collapsed. So a military-aged male. Like, this is something you need to think about here. A military-aged male didn't have the balls, didn't have the ball sack to fight the Taliban. Didn't have the ball sack to fight the Taliban. Grown-ass man came running over here to leech off us. So, just absolute horse shit. Absolute horse shit. I mean, think about that. Didn't have the balls to fight the Taliban, ran away like a little fucking bitch. And then he comes here. And then he causes fucking problems here. What a faggot. And that's all he needs. He needs to be known as faggot boy. That's all he needs to be known as. He doesn't deserve a name. He's bitch made. That's what he is. So, once again, his name is bitch made, bitch boy. That's what he is. That's what he is. Allegedly, he was yelling Allahu Akbar as he did all this, which now really doesn't make sense because, wait, I thought this was about resisting fascism. No, this is just a fucking jihadist faggot loser who wanted to go LARP and pretend to be a terrorist or something. So I don't know how that works. I don't know how this works. This is him. This is him getting put on an ambulance. Sadly, he is alive. Why is he naked? Because he got shot. And that's normal, guys. If you guys have, when you get injured, when you get shot, and you're in a, you know, a tactical environment like that, they do what's called a blood sweep. Like, they will, if you guys remember seeing 13 Hours, when the one guy is getting, he tells the lady to cut all his clothes off to look for wounds. That's why they do it. They cut all your clothes away to look for wounds. Because you could be bleeding or you could have a problem. Yeah. Did they take the bomb out? No, but I'm surprised there wasn't a device somewhere. This guy was Reg in Hassan's chat. Maybe. So, let me see here. Yeah, they cut your $300 boots off for a sprained ankle. Yeah. Yeah, and we're going to get to this here. Yeah, Coke Fairy says they cut them off. Yeah, hold on real quick. Let me, where is... Hold on. Oh, I see it. Give me 1 second, chat. I'll be right back. Okay, I guess I don't have it, but we've gone through this before. You know, trauma scissors, and shears. I mean, it's a very, you know, you bust out some trauma shears, you cut someone open, and you start cutting away things. And these are what I'm talking about. Oh, I don't. By the way, North American Rescue is a great place to go for any of your supplies that you need out there. If the picture will load. Come on. All right, I guess we'll go back to the. These are the things I'm talking about. The EMT scissors are called trauma shears. Just these things right here. They're meant to cut through. They're meant to cut through all kinds of shirts and pants and belts and everything you need to get to make sure you're okay. Because there's not enough time to sit there and like, oh, you're bleeding. We're gonna take your pants off and whoop, nope, cut it all off. It gets all cut off. So. Oh, I'm extra loud. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. So, Trump's having a mess. He had a thing tonight. Let me see. If it's a thing I think that happened, we're going to get to that next. So Trump did give a response to all this. We're going to get into a little more about what happened here, but we're going to listen to him first.
Just anger and ferocious, as we are filled with anguish and grief for those who were shot. We're also filled with righteous anger and ferocious resolve. As President of the United States, I am determined to ensure that the animal who perpetrated this atrocity pays the steepest possible price. I can report tonight that based on the best available information, the Department of Homeland Security is confident that the suspect in custody is a foreigner who entered our country from Afghanistan, a hellhole on earth. He was flown in by the Biden administration in September 2021 on those infamous flights that everybody was talking about. Nobody knew who was coming in. Nobody knew anything about it. His status was extended under legislation signed by President Biden, a disastrous president, the worst in the history of our country. This attack underscores the single greatest national security threat facing our nation. The last administration let in 20 million unknown and unvetted foreigners from all over the world, from places that you don't want to even know about. No country can tolerate such a risk to our very survival.
Here you go, chat. He clung to the plane the whole flight. He probably did. I don't know which one of them it was. All I know is he's one of the bitches who didn't stick around to fight the Taliban. Although if he runs around screaming Allahu Akbar, why didn't he stay and join the Taliban? I don't know. All I know is he bitched out and came here. Once again, another, a 25-year-old poor widow refugee. Oh, whoa. So, once again, another poor widow refugee. He was a dreamer. You call me a dreamer. I just want to kill white people. That's basically what we're dealing with here. But that's what's happened here. So what more can you say at this point? What more can you say as we deal with this? Somebody's responsible for allowing this to happen. Oh God, sorry, Trump. I don't need to hear you talk again. Anyways, this is him getting loaded. There you go. Fucking, come over here. It's like you get to escape from that place you were too much of a bitch to fight. You were too much of a bitch to stay there and do whatever it is you wanted to do. You came here, got all fat and happy, and then for whatever reason, your tampon got all scuffed up, and you walked up to Guardsmen and started shooting at them and screaming about Allahu Akbar and your pedophile prophet. Like, I don't understand the point. Yeah. I mean, a real micro-peen counter. Yep. Micro-peened. Yep. Is that no? That's a strap from the thing. That's a strap from his thing right there, guys. Don't worry. But anyways, I'm sure YouTube will shit their pants over it, so we'll take it down for a second. But you know, some no dick having faggot just runs up to Guardsmen and starts attacking him. Don't have time for that. Don't have time for that guy. We don't have time for that. Yeah, it's so tough here that you got to fight in America. Why? Because we let you get fat. We let you get fat. Oh, Allahu Akbar. Fuck you. Fuck you, dude. I hope it hurts like hell. I mean, at this point, yeah, sorry, y'all got to go back. I mean, isn't that how that works? Some guy shoots up a school with a gun and everybody wants to take the guns away. I thought, hey, they all got to go back. Kitty says I was zooming in. Your face got real big. Yeah. Mohammed doing the Blair White tuck. Well, they're all assholes. They're all faggots anyway. Yes. He's Afghan. He liked goats. His parents were probably cousins. Yes. 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 Well, and that's the thing. Like, why didn't we vet these people? Why aren't they being stayed on top of? I'm sure we're going to get, oh, he was known to law enforcement, or he had been saying all kinds of crazy shit lately. I'm sure that's all going to come out. And I'm sure he's going to be, I'm resisting fascism. Like, I was surprised it wasn't a Redditor saying, I'm resisting fascism today. It was really, 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 really weird. Yeah. Yes. Yes, Mom Dami would call this guy a proud New Yorker. Yes. 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 Yeah, Cash and Bondi are on it. I know, which means nothing's going to happen. Like, that's the reason why nothing's going to happen. So, why assume he wasn't a Redditor? I would assume an average Muslim man would not want to be part of Reddit. So, I'll give him some credit that he you know, even he realized that Reddit is not halal. It is haram. Because it is. Yeah. Well, Bonbon's even. Yeah. Kamala would have pardoned him already. I agree. So. Right, hold on, shit. Sorry, chat. My nose is getting a little snuffly. You know, when we get in the freezing rain and oh God, we're going to get smoked with like a couple of, a nice little bit of snow. Actually, hold on. I need to check out the Weather Channel right now. Sorry, chat. But they said like the weather is going to get garbage here. So I need to see what's going to happen. Because we have like, it's funny, all day there's been like a lake effect snow warning for Northeast Ohio. And it's like, nothing happened except it rained like a son of a bitch this morning. Nothing yet. Nothing yet. Oh, okay, yeah. So it really is going to be tonight, like at 1 o'clock. Oh well. Yeah, it's already cold. Yes. Bon stealing the scene this weekend. Yes, and somebody was asking. Yes, Pam Blotti's record thus far: indictment 0, Fox News appearances 109. I know, but I told you guys from the start, Pam Blotti's a tard. I was not thrilled with that, and now you understand why. How do you boomer off camera? No, I had to blow my nose. Kitty saying, who is borking? Yes, that is Bon borking really hard. She go, boof, boof, boof. Although, if you're a little dog, can you boof or is it bork? I don't know. Fox is compromised. Well, Fox has been compromised for a long time. Fox is compromised for a very, 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 very long time. That's, Sean Hannity, you're a great American. Yeah, fuck you, Sean Hannity. It's been that way for a long time. Le Bork, yes. But yeah, we get to this though, and here is some more footage of him getting dealt with. There's some more footage out there of him, getting put in the ambulance in the amber lamps, and then here are people coming to arrest him and attack him. The bravest, diversity. He came here to fight the Infantata. I don't know. Maybe it's going to be something about the Jews, which, okay, it's like, well, might have a point there. But can't do it to our Guardsmen, buddy. Can't do it to our Guardsmen. And, that's something that's going on with him. So
got this. I need to get to it. This just in. Sources are telling Fox News that the shooter is an illegal immigrant from Afghanistan who came in during Operation Ally.
To be fair, he's not technically illegal if he was in under a U.S. program, but JDev says when Kirche Verstahl. I gotta do it all German-like. And Asmongold are more reliable sources of news than the mainstream media. Well, you have to be careful because, Asmongold did just do the whole Phil thing. It's like he let Phil pigmatize everybody. So, The Dems are loving this chaos. Oh yeah, they are. They 100% are. They 100% are. The GWAT brought this in. Oh, it did. It did. The, and yes, the collapse of Afghanistan, which, it was a complete disaster. DSP-1, he did win. I will say, though, apparently Trump's decision, though, is to send in another 500 Guardsmen to Washington, D.C. But that's the right answer at this point. That's the right answer. And honestly, at this point, it turns into like what are we doing here? Like what is this? You've got all this you've got these things here where this starts popping up, and this is a great example of what's going on here. You have a list.
Look at these videos.
Which, if you guys don't know who she is, she's the senator from Michigan. She is a former CIA. She's a glowy. Just like the governor of the governor-elect of Virginia, Abigail Spanberger. They're fucking glowies. Like, they're literal glowies. Literal glowies. And this is her running her fucking mouth about things here.
Videos coming out of places like Chicago. It makes me incredibly nervous that we're about to see people in law enforcement, people in uniform military get nervous, get stressed, shoot at American civilians. It is a very, very stressful situation for these law enforcement and for the communities on the ground. So it was basically a warning to say, like, if you're asked to do something, particularly against American citizens, look at these videos.
Do it! Kill them all! Die! No, she is a glowy. She's still a glowy. Yeah, and this gets to something I was going to touch on tomorrow, but this really gets to it. Like, this nonsense of them putting out their little thing about, you don't have to follow, if the order is unjust, don't follow it. Wink, 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 wink. Well, we know what it is. We know what you're trying to do. This is... Yeah, you never leave the agency. You never do. And she is just one of these scumbags who came out and, yeah, and here's some information that we also have here. So he walked up to them. He used a revolver. And then a guardsman who didn't have a gun, because not all of them are armed. Some of them are, some aren't. So what he did was he shot one with his gun, then grabbed their gun and started using it. Used a pocket knife to stab the suspect, and then another guardsman shot him. So, good on those guardsmen for putting in work. Good on those guys putting in fucking work out there, But yes, you can see after that whole statement, Alyssa Slutkin says, sending prayers to the Wait, I thought we weren't supposed to send prayers, thoughts, and prayers. I thought sending thoughts and prayers is bullshit. So it's, yeah, the friends and families of fellow guardsmen, the 2 West Virginians who were shot. These individuals signed up to serve because they cared about their community. Yes, and they were caring about their community. They were caring about the capital city being a fucking murderous hellhole. And then some guy from Washington State comes all the way across the country for some fucking retarded reason. On his own. So. Yeah, just absolute fucking horse shit from these people. Absolute horse shit. It keeps going here, and it's what has happened. What has happened here is just been absolutely fucking ridiculous what has gone on here. And it's just these, this is what's gone on here. And this is where, if you guys hadn't seen this this video yet, this is what a lot of people are talking about here. And it's this thing here. And it's just absolute fucking scumbaggery. So this is the glowy.
I'm Senator Alyssa Slotkin.
Senator Mark Kelly.
Mark Kelly, former astronaut, husband to potato lady Gabby Giffords. Remember, saying, I'm not gagaton now, because you potatoed. So, he is one of them, and then we go through the rest of them here.
Representative Chris DeLuzio.
Congresswoman Maggie Goodlander.
Representative Chrissy Houlihan.
Congressman Jason Crow.
And Congressman Jason Crow. Jason Crow, guys, remember, he's the guy on January 6th who was hiding up on the balcony of the House of the Senate, hiding and crying like a little girl. He has that look on the, he is famously the guy who, as people, I like to use this image as, I like to title this image, chat, this is Jason Crow, as, oh shit, the boss is home and he's pissed. Yes, that's him. Right before they all had to put plastic bags over their fucking heads. Which, never forget, they had to wear those fucking... They had to wear those fucking bags on their heads, which... just remember, it's like these people had to fucking, they wore those chemical hoods, but yes, we made them, they had to wear plastic bags on their heads, chat. So, but this is all of them, remember. Patty said, has Mark Kelly been to space? Yes, Mark Kelly's actually been to space quite a bit. And his brother is also an astronaut. They've been quite a bit to space. Mark Kelly also had a great career in the Navy as a pilot, as a naval aviator. He flew in Desert Storm, flew the A6, and, did all kinds of good stuff. But then became a political faggot along the way. So, but anyways, let's get back to this.
Congressman Jason Crow. I was a captain in the United States Navy.
Former CIA officer.
Former Navy.
Former paratrooper and Army Ranger.
Former intelligence officer.
Former Air Force.
We want to speak directly.
Wow, there's fucking glowies in there, chat. Wow, it's glowies.
To members of the military
And the intelligence community.
who take risks each day.
To keep Americans safe.
We know you are under enormous stress and pressure right now.
Americans trust their military.
But that trust is at risk.
This administration is pitting our uniformed military
And intelligence community professionals.
Against American citizens.
like us. You all swore an oath.
to protect and defend this Constitution.
Right now, the threats to our Constitution aren't just coming from abroad,
but from right here at home.
Our laws are clear. You can refuse illegal orders.
You can refuse illegal orders.
You must refuse illegal orders.
No one has to carry out orders that violate the law
or our Constitution.
Now notice, okay, well, notice what they're doing here. Yes, you don't have to follow, you have a duty not to follow illegal orders in the military. But notice what they're doing. They're doing the whole anything if you determine, like, because it's like, but guess what? The courts are saying it's all illegal. Wink, 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 wink. They're trying to encourage it. They are fomenting a color revolution before your eyes, chat. Yes. So.
Oh, this is hard.
And that it's a difficult time to be a public servant.
But whether you're serving in the CIA,
The Army,
Our Navy,
The Air Force.
Your vigilance is
but whether you're serving in the CIA,
the Army,
our Navy,
When he says our Navy, is that like our wife? Just a question. Our Navy.
The Air Force.
your vigilance is critical.
and know that we have your back.
because now, more than ever,
The American people need you.
We need you to stand up for our laws.
our Constitution,
And who we are as Americans. Don't give up.
don't give up.
don't give up.
I mean, don't give up. I mean, yeah, I need you to do a lot of things. Like, you know, when you guys get the kill order out in JSOC and Trump gives you the list and he says, I want a line through every name on this list by sunup. Don't give up.
Don't give up the ship.
Don't give up the ship. I mean, you know, that is, you know, the famous slogan that Commodore Oliver Hazard Perry took into the Battle of Lake Erie, flying from the USS Lawrence as he engaged the British to secure the northern borders of the United States during the War of 1812. It's very interesting that came out like that. It's very interesting that came out that way. But yes, don't give up the ship is a real thing. A real thing. If you guys have never seen it before. And notice they're trying to tie into all this shit that's out there. You know, and it means never surrender. It means never give up. But yes, it was a flag that was flown. You know, and it was a flag flown in the War of 1812. It was very, very pivotal. It was a big phrase. It's kind of up there with John Paul Jones yet. I have not yet begun to fight. It was a rallying cry in the War of 1812. Ag says that's in the terminal list. Well, that's because it's a Navy thing. It's a big Navy thing. It's part of Navy lore. So, yes, just imagine some PFCs telling their officers, you know, because Mark Kelly gave them courage. Yeah. Yeah. You want him to lie about space? That's why he belongs in prison? He never went up there. Oh. Yes, Mark Kelly can't even set his rack out right. They left out the Marines and the Space Force and the Coast Guard. Don't forget about the Coast Guard. Yeah, they totally have people's backs. Oh, that's the other thing, too. They are not going to have any sort of military member who does this is just basically going to get fucked around with. So, yeah. Angry Cops has a good video on this. I'm sure he does. I didn't get a chance to watch it yet. Yep, it's going to cause a bunch of people to fuck up their careers. Yeah, but you know what? Those people were shitbags anyway. Get rid of them. Don't want them in. Let the left purge itself from the military. Self-purge from the ranks. Great. So, and I hope if there's ever a situation where they're all sitting in an area, like, I'd love to have them all come to a meeting. I'd love to have all 6 of these people in the fucking room somewhere and just somebody scribble on the edge of a fucking GBU. Don't give up the ship. And just... And then just let that JDAM come rocket in through the sky. Or maybe we'll do it the old-fashioned way. Sit there with like a laser designator and let like a GBU 31 come in and just scoop skadoosh on top of them. That would be great. Wouldn't it be nice, chat? Wouldn't it be nice to skadoosh all of them at once? Odium is correct. No, Sarn, I won't do what you tell me. Proceeds to get smoked to death, yes. Oh. Very true here. Jefferson Poe says, so is Afghanistan taking refuge from this guy? Yeah, it sounds like it. Sounds like it when you think about it. Sweet Tooth Fairy, who's been a member for 31 months. Thank you for the support. Like I said, guys, these numbers they're humbling. They truly are humbling. You know, and just, you know, some of you guys have been here from like the beginning. When I was just like, 500 subs in shitty and cringe. And now we're at 26,000 subs. And we're still shitty and cringe. See, it's about consistency, chat. It's about consistency over the long timeline. Says, wishing all a blessed and happy Thanksgiving. Yes, guys, it is the night before Thanksgiving. Be careful if you're going out anywhere. It is the biggest bar night of the year. Cops are looking for excuses to pull people over. Don't drink and drive, guys. You know, we got Uber and Lyft and all this shit nowadays. Like, God, I wish that shit existed when I was in college. But hey, c'est la vie. C'est la vie. Take advantage of it. Be safe. Don't get in trouble. And real quick note, tomorrow night, guys, we will be going live probably around 9 o'clock. Well, actually, hold on real quick. So tomorrow night, probably at 9, maybe a little bit earlier, we'll be going live and hanging out. I know, we're gonna have some people, we're gonna have some family over, but they're gonna leave early. So if you guys, want to do this, come hang out instead of fight with your family, great. If you aren't hanging out with anybody tomorrow, I know there's some people out there in that situation. We'll be hanging out, and got somewhere to go. So I'll be tomorrow night at 9, by the way. Killbilly says, is it time now, Sean? Not yet. Not yet, but we're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there. Hold on one second. Yeah, well, you know what? It's a good point. Tomorrow night's Thursday, so we'll have our normal show at the normal time. Duh. Wow, I almost completely forgot about that. So yeah, we have our normal show tomorrow night. And we'll hang out. We'll cover a couple different topics, but, we'll just be hanging out too, part of it. So that's something we'll do. So that is something... hold on here, chat. Where is the thing here? Oh, hold on. I did it wrong here. Okay. So let's see here. What did I also get to? But yeah, now's not the time. It's getting close. It's close. The hour is at hand, but not yet. Base players saying false flags so rhinos can get their wars. I mean, you got to be careful about that. You got to be careful about the rhinos wanting to get their wars because they never stop. The rust in the GOP establishment never, ever stop. Taylor TC says you might want to look into who Maggie is married to. Oh yeah, no, that's a whole nother issue there. That's a whole nother issue. Yeah. Well, it's who she was married to. And Chad, if you weren't aware, this is a whole fucking thing here for Maggie Goodlander when she, And, she is a, intelligence officer and was former the wife of former National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan. Yes, this guy. Yep, these people, it's an incestuous cabal. An incestuous cabal. Derek saying, are we going to cover the judge case? Yes. That case I was going to cover tomorrow because, yeah, it's interesting. Judge's like, yep, I don't think there's fraud here. The poor little heckin' immigrinos didn't commit welfare fraud. You know, because they're poor widows. We love our Somalis. We love our Muslims. Oh, they're so good. Oh, they're so sweet. That's basically what happened there. But yes, we'll cover that tomorrow. We are going to cover that tomorrow along with some other things here. It should be a fun time. Hold on here. Jefferson Post says maybe he was thinking our Navy like his constituents. Yeah. Trick Slayer is saying, is this like fasting for jury nullification? No, this is even worse because you're asking basically for insurrection and insubordination in the ranks. You're asking for mutiny. January 6, 2.0, since it was a great refugee, Andrew Bronca is going to have a field day with this one. Yeah, well, I'm hard not to have a field day with this one. You know, we invite this guy in and then he fucks us over like that. Well, I guess we shouldn't be inviting people in. Uncle Bubba says, will the seditious... I mean, even with that, I will read your super chat even with that PFP. You know, that is... I'll try. I'll do it, sir. I'm doing it, sir. So, and yes, the number one OSU Buckeyes will probably stomp a mud hole in Michigan's ass this weekend. So, I will concede that now. I will cope and seethe already. It says, will the Sedition 6 ever be charged? We're going to get to that tomorrow night, but yes, there are some calls to recall Mark Kelly as a commissioned officer. You are, you know, you retire and you can resign, but you're never out. You're not out. You're not out till they tell you you're out, and they can recall him and discipline him, which would be awesome. So let's hope it happens. Let's hope it happens. Accountant Steve says, just in time for Killbillies, South Carolina, about whether it's time. It feels time, but I remember a show where you're super reluctant and it'll never be time. I mean, like, it's, you know, remember, I told you guys, it's not, you'll know when it's time. And as I told you before, a wise man, he's no longer with us, you know, told me, like, if you walk out your front door and everybody's standing on their porch holding a gun, or, you know, he said, maybe even if everybody's standing on your porch, on their, well, not your porch, their porch, and they're clearly upset, that's probably a sign it's time. Until then, if you walk out your front door and you're the only guy standing there with a gun in your hand, walk out your front door, look around. No, nobody else is. Okay, well, I guess not today. It's still not time. Is the hour at hand? Yes, we are marching closer and closer and closer to that time. It's still not time, though. It's still not time. And yes, I was super reluctant at that point because the whole Charlie Kirk thing really seemed like a buffalo jump to me. That it was intended to get people to go, you know, there was a push to get a reaction from the right, like a count, you know, the right's really good at being reactionary. Hey, and you know what? Hey, I'm all for it. But that was a time to hold. You know, there'll be a time you want to go out and start, you know, picking off like level 1 bosses at some point, sure. But it's not right now. It's not right now. And it wasn't then. Yes, and WMMA scene now is correct. And I've said this before. You know who else was an intelligence officer? Jack Posobiec. Yes, they're all glowies. Steve Bannon, former intelligence officer as well. They're all glowies, chat. All glowies. They glow so bright. Charlie Kirk is an op. He's alive. Is he hanging out with Tupac in the hood? Meme Copium, friend of the show, says the face went just officer. Jeremiah Max says, well, wait, what if it's 3 people on my block come out? Well, if there's 3 people that come out, that's a start. That's a start. What I would do is suggest in the great lawyer tradition, if there are 3 people on your block, I would recommend you do what's called a meet and confer. And you meet with those guys, and you're like, hey, Steve, hey, Bob, and you guys all meet and confer, and then maybe you got something. But I would do the meet and confer first. So. Sleazy says, so it's not a group raid, we're solo leveling. I mean, you're going to have to kind of like play pickup basketball with this. I mean, the problem is there are groups of guys out there who have been training and working as groups and, learning the skills and learning how to, take something like this and put some wires into it and then duct tape it to something. And then, it can go boom. There are people out there who have understood how to plan ambushes, vehicle ops, working on comms, and, and making themselves a right-wing death squad. A lot of people haven't. And what's going to happen is it's going to be like you're playing World of Warcraft or something like that. You're going to be in, you're going to be in the MMORPG mode. And you're going to notice, hey, these guys are also fighting too. Like, hey, bro, can we team up? Sure. And you guys team up and you then move forward. But it's like playing pickup basketball. You really don't. The way most people have not organized themselves, it's going to be lending more to pickup basketball. You're going to have to patch together raid teams. Or, yeah, you're just going to have to solo it. Can you solo it and be a one-man band? There's going to be times where you can. There will be times where you do need to raid, and you'll have to hang out somewhere and accumulate a team. But, for the most part, yeah, you're going to have to probably go out there and you're going to have to play solo One Life. One Life mode, chat. It's like what happened to Thor. We're playing One Life. No resets. Oh, God. Let me see here. Glowies and Kiwis get the wall. Oh. Whiskey Chick says, what are these crown emojis? Do I identify the biggest? No, the crown emojis are for like people who are participating. Like if you start chatting a bunch, you can win those too. I don't know. It's all about YouTube trying to encourage it's all about YouTube trying to encourage engagement, and yes, they want to encourage you to spend more money. Because remember, they get their cut. Did I see Nick run from Ralph? Ralph, how does that make you feel? I mean, that's, I don't know. It sounds like, Ralph's got nicked by the short one, so yeah. Kathy, you're a realtor in Jersey. Remember, guys, New Jersey, not the Channel Island of Jersey. Kathy's your realtor, buying, selling, leasing. You want a fee simple, subject to complete divestment. You want a fee tail, subject to a condition subsequent. You could probably do those there. I'm assuming, though, they probably abolished Shelley's. Shelley's in New Jersey. But anyways, for the most part, if you want to do it, Kathy is your person to go to. Hit her up. I'm sure she would appreciate it. She'll help you out. Says for $20. Says thankful for you, Sean 2.0 in chat. Well, I'm thankful for all of you guys out there. Like I said, this is, I get to sit here and talk like a goober, and you guys are like, oh, this is cool. That's pretty neat. That's pretty neat. Thank you for your super chat. Das Boot says, imagine not having a stash of Casio F91Ws. Well, there you go. Ooh, that's somebody. Patty says the MAGA boomers are worse than Antifa. Yeah, well, that's something. It is what it is. Yes, that is. That is what it is, Chad. It is what it is there. Count Steve, Christ shakes, Sean. We're gonna hold till we lose the midterms. Then the time is forced on us. Maybe the right course. It sucks. The Guardsmen pewed in DC right now. I understand, but like, if you want to go get it on, I'm not gonna say like, go ahead, have fun. You're gonna be out there by yourself, and guess what? The government's gonna move on you. So if you want to go out there and, you want to kick it off and like maybe you are the spark that ignites the brush fire, great. Probably not. So, like I said, if you want to go get it on, by all means, like I'm not going to stop you. But I just don't think it's time yet. So, it's entirely up to you what you want to do. Is it going to be like Raid Shadow Legends 2? Kind of. Marlene says, just don't take notes when you meet and confer. That is very true. Don't take notes on your criminal conspiracy. In Minecraft, it's called hardcore mode. Okay. I'm getting visited by black SUVs on Thanksgiving. I don't know. When I was sitting there on the stream with Ryan talking about, this, all the people like, the whole Epstein list thing and the national security risk is that we start murdering senators for being pieces of shit. And, we start hanging people from lampposts. If that doesn't get me visited by the feds, I mean, I haven't been visited by the feds yet. If that happens, I'll let you know. I'll film it. But for now, no, nothing's happened. You know what? That'd be so fucking hilarious if they did. That'd be so hilarioso if they did show up. Hetero chat is the crowns turned off. I don't know how to turn off the crowns. If I could, I would. It's Ralph Males rise up. So if you don't chat, your view isn't counted. Well, I've heard that too, but I don't know if that's true. No mayonnaise says, are we allowed to troll Kathy about redlining? Well, I don't know. Maybe she's all about it. I don't know. I mean, redlining had a purpose. Edward Scott says, I heard during World War II, a Russian partisan figured out a rail misalignment of just 3 inches derailed 50% of trains. That's actually not true. That's not true. If we got to bring it back up, I guess we'll just show this real quick just for educational purposes, chat. But the OSS did an entire video about how to derail trains. And it really is interesting what they were able to do. I can bring this up. Here we go. Good video from the OSS, the Office of Strategic Services, the predecessor to the CIA and the U.S. intelligence community. And what did they do? They did a whole thing on train derailment. So what did they do? Well, they took a whole train and they found a spot where they took a train and they kept running at a full speed on a set of track. And they took a little bit of plastic explosive and they blew a hole in the rail here. So let's get to that. So they took a little bit of plastique and they blew a hole in the rail. They blew a chunk out of it. And they blew out a nice little couple-inch chunk. And I don't want the guy who talks in this is very annoying. But look, they cut some holes in the rail with plastique. And the train kind of like, yeah, it kind of sometimes derailed. Sometimes it did not. So here's what they do. So they cut a hole in the rail, and guess what happened? The train just goes boop right over it. Doesn't even derail. It's still a situation like this. It's very easy to reset a train. It's very easy to reset a train. So it doesn't really do a whole lot. In fact, what you have to do to get like, look, you can make it bigger and look, the trains bounce over the holes. You could do more. Like, look, you could blow up that much of the rail, like a significant amount. And even then, Look, train just goes over it. It might derail a little bit, but even then. Now, if you want to do a massive, serious derailment, you gotta start taking out chunks of rail. You gotta start taking out chunks of rail. And here you go. See, it kind of derails, but that's a minor derailment. They could fix that. You know, and they go further. They remove. Look how far they have to go. They have to go quite a bit. That's like 4 feet. You basically have to take out wider than the wheels, plus some. And from here, yes, you can get it to derail. And derailing it is not only what you want to do, but like, do you want to catastrophically derail it? Well, you got to do a lot. So, but see, look, we're learning all kinds of shit tonight, chat. If you guys have never seen this before, it is a thing. So you gotta get rid of a lot of stuff to do that. So, sorry, I didn't mean to sniff on screen. That was rude of me. Meme Copium says, it do be like that, Mr. Martin. Yes, it do be like that sometimes. Oh. Dirtan says, you're not that guy. Don't try and start shit. I don't know what's starting shit, but okay. X is on a plus side. The Orange Man's Georgia case was officially dismissed today. Yeah, we're going to save that for tomorrow night, chat. But yes, the Trump Georgia case is fini. It is done. About time it got dropped. So. I'll be in a turkey coma when they bust in the door. Yes. Yes, this is what the left calls sarcastic terrorism. It's incited by political rhetoric. Is 100% that way. So 2.0 is going to come to me and says like, hey, my friend Cash is at the door. It's for you. I know, because remember, she is a glowy. So it's an out-of-date technique, though, but it's one that, you know, is helpful. So YouTube's boosting it. There's only 15 of you in here. I know that's the real thing here. That's a real thing. And then Gulls on Film is correct. Never sub, never chat, ad blocker on, VPN set to Argentina. That's the real. That's how you get the real viewing experience here. That's how you get the real viewing experience. Divining Rod is saying, happy, potentially potato. Happy Thanksgiving and Merry Yazidi Christmas. Really? I didn't know that. Oh, cool. What is your favorite nightshade? Like the plant? Or, don't know. Don't really know to know the answer to that. Don't really know the answer to that. Ego EXE is saying, what if it's on a curve? Well, it's even easier, but I don't think you guys understand like how heavy train rails are. They're fucking heavy as shit. So Zero Fuck saying, what method did you use in East Palestine? God. We don't talk about that here. Yes, it's momentum that keeps it straight. Yes. But it's the momentum, but also just, it's just the weight and everything about it keeps it going. Yes. You have to remove a rail sections. Yeah, that's a lot of work. That's very hard to do. Robin says you have to do shit with deck cord to do it, and it takes a while. Well, no, just trying to cut through rail with deck cord probably won't work. You need some sort of shape charge or cutting charge to do that. Time TCT is saying, I'm really struggling to make an of-piece joke with this one, yeah. Yes, both sides need to be removed on an angular turn. Well, that's the easy way to do it. Seller's saying, wait, so those 3D printed train derailleur things a couple years ago were bullshit? No. So, like, they do make train derailleurs, and they are little, like, these things here, a derailleur. This is actually a good example of it. Here, this is, how else is it going to pop up? Yeah, okay. Perfect. This is a actual derailleur, and you can use this to derail a train car with. As it's been explained to me by people who work in the railroading industry, though, that only works like in a rail yard. If the train's going over a certain speed, that's not going to do shit. But you can use it to derail it, like if something's getting, like, you can't stop it in time, and things are kind of like, oh shit, we can't stop that car. You'll throw one of those down, and you can derail stuff. Or if you just want to stop something and you're at a siding, you can put it at the end, it'll kind of be there. But like if I took that out onto like a major train traffic place and bolted it down and put it on the track, from what I understand, that will not do anything. The train will fuck it up. Now, like, it'll probably be something that conductor notices and they'll stop and inspect, but you will not really derail the train that's going 40, 50 miles an hour. It's only meant for slow speed. I think like under 10 miles an hour. I think it's like 5 miles an hour and under. So. Railroad ties are actually oak, yes. Das Boot says, takes the same effort to take out 1 foot as it does 4 feet, yes. Ego is saying the question is, how do you do that cleanly and without leaving tracks? Well, that's where Fieldcraft comes in, and that's especially nowadays, minimizing your digital footprint, doing things that hide your digital footprint, staying off of surveillance networks and where people can notice and stuff like that. It's hard and hard and hard. Gonna have to do some reading on that stuff. Gonna have to do some reading. So. I take it good says if they're testing it on narrow gauge gear from before World War II, then it's not relevant for standard gauge from World War II. I think they did it on just as an example to show you have to do a lot of work. So, Snort Hogan, yeah. FYI, cutting the rail will set off the signal system. It can. Yes, it can. So. Meme knew there would be trains. I know. Remember that man films trains. What kind of man films trains? A foamer. A real foamer. What do they eat in Japanese cuisine? Foam. I rest my case, ladies and gentlemen. I rest my case. Radcon says, I've done enough factorial for the night. Time to put the tism and myself to rest. Well, there you go. Be sure to cover the coping that the Comey indict or the Fannie Willis stuff is without prejudice. Yeah, well, yeah. Well, technically it is. Luke is saying there's a big Aaron Spencer motion. Aaron Spencer, the father who rescued his daughter being kidnapped by a pedophile. It chased him down and then shot him 50. Well, to be fair, he shot 16 times, scored 15 hits, chat. Father of the year, expert marksman, and pedophile eliminator extraordinaire, Aaron Spencer, running for sheriff of Lono County, Arkansas. Also, says Fosler had a dash cam and the state fucked the footage. Ooh. Oh, wow. Wow, I did not know that. We're going to have to look at that. Woo, buddy. Woo, buddy. I love that. I love that. Imagine that. Imagine my shock. Imagine my shock. VPNs are Fed apps. I mean, like, just like Tor, it's the Feds create it. But using VPNs, I mean, the idea that VPNs can't hand over, like, your data is still being tracked and recorded through the VPN. So the idea that VPN's not recording your data then would hand it over. Yeah, you're never safe. You're never safe. There's always a trail somewhere. Did you ever read about the woman who was trying to sell her house and had a painting in the house? I don't know what that means. Like, what do you mean there was a painting in the house? I don't get it. David says, don't shush me. I can shush whoever I want. Fake Doctor Lawyer says, hi, Sean. Happy Thanksgiving. Working through responses to 5 experts due December 10th. Wish me luck. Oof. That sucks. Well, good luck. Good luck. I need the Star Fox thing where it's like, good luck. Let's see. There's a real funny video essay about 1945 Germany leaders opposed super train. Yes, not Channing helps stay off the radar. Divining Rod says Faraday's cages are your friend. No, they're not. In a way, they can be, but remember, chat, the government can tell. Remember, we've learned this in how many cases now? If you just turn your phone on, it just sits. They know that it's not being used. So you have to show your phone's being used. You have to show patterns of life and normal activity structures. Because then if you're not doing that, they're going to use as evidence you're doing something and you're up to no good. So there's a whole thing here to deal with that. It's a whole thing to deal with that. So Neema's toothing his train whistle right now. How many rails need to be destroyed to derail a YouTube career? Okay, well. Edward Scott says, fun fact, heavy equipment is shockingly easy to rent. Well, even better than that. Even better than that, you can go on Amazon and you know, if you're so inclined, chat, you can go on Amazon or even other places. You know, they let you do this, and they just sell them. It's you know, if you happen to want keys for, like, you know, fitting John Deere's, Kubotas, Cabelco's, Takuchi's, Ferguson's, Vermeer's, all kinds of things, JCB's, Komatsu's, you can just they sell you keys on Amazon for like $50. And this isn't even the full set. You can buy all kinds of sets of equipment keys. Yeah, and you can just buy all those. You can buy the key for a Caterpillar G9. You go up to it and you buy it, and you can walk up to it and go cloop, cloop, and get into it. I'm not saying to do that, but yeah, just something to think about, chat. Just things to learn. That's what this is a channel about learning, mainly about the law, and then sometimes about things that aren't lawful. So. Yes, Judge Hannah Dugan. Yes, her trial starts January 11th. Yes, she is going to trial, and ooh, buddy. Yeah, if you don't know OPSEC, don't try. You have to learn OPSEC. Let's see here. Kaz is saying use a Panamanian-based VPN. They're required by law not to keep records. Lol, either way, you take a chance. You have to go to them though, so like that's going to be documented. You went to a VPN, and they say that, but how do you know? How do you know? You like, oh, there's a law against that. That doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean anything at all, really. That doesn't mean anything at all. Yes, courts in Michigan is trying to ban VPNs. Yeah, that is really weird. Yeah, like, holy cow, every VPN would be illegal in Michigan, which I don't know how that would work logistically. I will give Ryan Macbeth, credit for covering that. I have not watched his video on it, but yeah, I was reading through the bill and I was like, oh, man, it would literally make everything illegal. If you worked from home, it would make your VPN illegal, which... yeah, I don't see how that's going to work. But that's something I was going to talk about tomorrow. Patty says you don't have to have a cell phone. Well, in 2025, that's going to be suspicious as fuck anyway. That's why you're going to tape your phone to your dog. Well, no, the funny thing is, it can tell the height. Your phone has an altimeter built into it. It does full three-dimensional coordinates. X axis, Y axis, and Z axis. And it will say the phone was like hovering around at like 20 inches off the ground for like 6 hours. As it moved around, what height was it at? 20 inches. Like, no, they can tell. They can tell all kinds of stuff. The trick is you have to live like a crackhead. Yeah, well, there's that too. Yes, the $100 Temu backhoe, yes. Yeah, I like the guy just buying handbills at Amazon and returning them, yes. Are you going to cover the Whistling Diesel stuff tomorrow? Because Whistling Diesel also released a video. So, they released the comments. I'm being extra boomer tonight. I must have started drinking. Well, not yet. Dirty Eric says, need to know the cutoff systems first. Yeah, well, that's easy. You Google the cutoff systems for those things. All those manuals are online. That's the easy part. Almond Brown's been a member for 21 months. Thank you for the support. Says, happy Thanksgiving, Sean. Well, hello. Happy Thanksgiving to you, too. Let's see here. Let's see. What are some other updates here? It says, wait, Sean, have you talked to Mersh about the anvils yet? No, I have not talked to him. I don't know. I still don't know what the hell that's all about, the anvils. So, or I've heard about the concrete that Jesse PS sent him a pallet of Quikrete, which, I mean, that's not cheap, and that's like, yeah, like hopefully Mersh was like, I made a patio or something. Like, you could do a lot with that. So that'd be the funny part. It's like somebody says a pallet of Quikrete, and it's like, oh, I guess I'm gonna extend my driveway. Oh, so never go full Lee Boyd Malvo. Well, I mean, you can, just don't get caught. So, oh, Chugi's saying the shooting suspects are 10 years in the Afghan army. Oh, okay. Well, still, wouldn't stay and fight. Oh, you mentioned the woman because she... oh, okay, I get what you're saying. No, I didn't know what this is about. So, in her listing for the house, showing it off for the staging. Oh. So, like, she's like, oh, look at my house. Isn't it nice? Somebody's like, that's stolen Nazi art. It's like, oh. Yeah. You can't show that shit off, but, woo, buddy. No, I'm going to have to... hold on here. Let Let me see if I can find this here. Oh my! Oh, it looks like it's from a while ago, but yeah. Oh my God, that is hilarious. Oh wow, yeah. No, I hadn't followed. That's interesting. That's interesting. Huh. That is hilarioso. Be careful. Oh, the Argentinian authorities helped recover it. Boo. Sellouts! You turned on your people. Yeah, the Brian Walsh well, I know it's Walsh, but it's like Walshy trial starts. Yeah, that whole thing seems garbage now too. They stole it from a Nazi or a Nazi stole it. Okay. That would be funny, stealing Nazi art. You know, somebody from Goebbels' family is like, wait, that is mine! It belongs to us! Imagine going up to the U.S. government saying, that is stolen art! I demand to have that back! And they'll be like, we'll get all that for you. I'm not sharing the screen. I didn't want to share it. I may talk about this. Well, you know what? Let's talk about this tonight. It looks like it's from a little while ago, but this is hilarious. We'll take a look at this. All right. So the Nazi looted art surfaced in a thing here. So I was just commenting on it, but then we'll take a look at it. So a real estate listing was actually an old Italian master stolen by the Nazis. The Argentine work, Portrait of a Lady, could be worth more than $500,000. Whoa. It went missing. And it turned up at the resort home of a lady, Patricia Kajian, you know, a daughter of a Nazi officer. Oh my God, why would you? Also, if you had a $500,000 painting, why do you have these like fluffy topped things? Why do you have these fluffy top things? So I don't that is so funny. Oops. Oops, yeah, oops. Remember, chat, don't document yourself committing crimes. Yeah, don't document yourself committing crimes. Also, fucking refinish your fucking countertop or your like top on your dresser here, man. That's rough. But yeah, this is very much a 1970s like aesthetic right here. Except for the TV, that's obviously new. But like the rest of this just screams the 70s. So in addition, they found 22 other works during multiple raids on homes that were connected there. Jesus Christ. So there's a lot of stolen art throughout the world. Well, that's true. There's a ton of it. There's a ton of stolen art. You know, and there's, yeah, a bunch of art dealers. Yeah, there's, over 100,000 valuable works of art that are still unaccounted for. Now, that doesn't mean like 100,000 like big old paintings, but like sculptures and smaller things that are out there. You know, some of the most missing stuff is stuff from Raphael. You know, yes, from the greats. Like, this is stuff that's missing too out there. So, yeah. So, yeah, it is a real problem it is a real problem here. You know, Van Gogh's stuff has been missing. It was last seen in 1945 at the New Strasfurt salt mine. And that's the thing, the Nazis hid a lot of stuff, and, you know, like the Monuments Men was a real thing. And not only were they trying to keep the Germans from stealing it, they were keeping the Russians from taking it all. But yeah, some of these things are worth over $100 million. You know, there's other things from Degas, Rodin, Monet, Pissarro. There's all kinds of famous things that are missing. All kinds of things that are missing. So, if you happen to see them, chat, if you happen to see them, so there you go. It's and here's, obviously these guys recovering stuff. And they're not doing the it's like the Simpsons where they have their death lottery. That did happen. These are not the fighting hellfish. These are not the fighting hellfish here. Did they ever recover the stolen stuff from Paris yet? Not yet. Not yet. How many people were in the SS? A lot of people were in the SS. A lot. A lot of people had SS numbers. Now, are you talking about like in the Waffen SS or like the Sicherheitsdienst? People are like, wait, Sean, if you're new, you're like, Sean, you know all those things? A little bit. Are you talking about the SS just as an organization? Because a lot of Nazi high muckety mucks. Yes, El Degusto, yes, the Tontine. Yes, the Tontine, which is funny that the dumbest guy there knew all about it. But yes. Well, K-Tag, I'm not talking about like the SS as a fighting organization. I think people mean more like the SS where like people could join and enroll. That SS. So. Yes, the Schutzstaffel. Yes, the protective squadron. But yes, the Hellfish Bonanza. Yes, it was. So the men in the photo are the honest ones? Yes. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Yes. Yes, Jim Cox, there was a Simpsons episode where the fighting hellfish was when Mr. Burns and Grandpa Simpson were in World War II. I remember that shows you how dated the Simpsons are, that Montgomery Burns and Abe Simpson would have been able to be old enough to have fought in World War II at the time. They fought World War II. They came across stolen art. They looted it themselves and did a tontine, which is basically whoever lives at the end. It's like a death lottery, basically. And the last man standing gets to keep everything. Well, the fighting hellfish, the guys in the unit, they were dying, and then it became Mr. Burns and Abe Simpson. And then Mr. Burns was trying to kill Grandpa Simpson to get the artwork. But yes, it's a very good episode. It's a very good episode. Yes, the tontine. Kaz says, greetings from Agartha. Well, there you go. So, tontine should replace Social Security. That's funny, yes. Yes, and that's true, yes. Future French Foreign Legion veterans, yes. Many of the guys at the Ed Few were Germans, SS soldiers who volunteered for the Foreign Legion. So, yes, the Vietnamese were banging it out with SS soldiers in 1954. It's just ethical looting. It's our stolen art now. Torgo the White says 2 decades ago. No, 2 decades ago, the Fighting Hellfish episode. That's actually older than that. Yeah, season 7, guys. 1996. Almost 30 years ago. So, that's a long time. That's a long time. So, the Highlander Social Security system. Oh. Why is the Rockefeller building museums in Baghdad? Well, I'm not going to answer that one. Seller says, by voting for the Hindu or the Jew. Don't quit rubbing it in, chat. Quit rubbing it in. Yes, season 7 was in 96. Yes. Simpsons started in 1989, guys. Yep, old. Old. So 1996 was 30 years ago. Yeah, Jurassic Park is over 30 years old already. So Sula's saying the third season of Simpsons is the best Simpsons. Yeah, well, we're at that point now where, like, if it's... Because I was trying to explain 2.0 because she never watches Simpsons, and I'm like, if I can show you the first 8 seasons of The Simpsons, you'll get the best. Even... I can be charitable and say the first 10 seasons are... But yeah, basically everything before 2000 is the best. Jeez, I am like all sniffly and whatever. You can also not vote, yes. All right, sorry guys, I'm getting all sniffly and whatever. Yeah, there's still a lot of World War II vets in 96. Yeah, you guys remember Saving Private Ryan? That guy was like not that old. He was in his 60s, almost 70s at that point. It's interesting how the time goes in those. Yeah, Star Wars are almost 50. Yep. Would you vote for Tim Ryan if he was running? Absolutely fucking not. No. Cool channel name says they're looking for the Spear of Destiny. Yes. The Spear of Longinus. Which I don't blame if that, getting that and, you can march into battle with that. You will win. No says it's always funny to me how Americans talk about Nazis in South America as if it's a conspiracy. Meanwhile, actually here it's like, oh. And yeah, this is interesting too. How many movie and TV show plots are irrelevant now that phones exist? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, literally the idea that, like, you can have... I mean, just the amount of like the world at your hands, the world at your fingertips, and you're like, no, not. Nowadays, not a problem. Not a problem. Yes, the Simpson writers like Conan were from Harvard, and they made fun of Yale all the time. Yes, they did. David said, my grandpa was in the Rainbow Division and lived until 2018. Wow. It's a long time. He was just a clerk at the hospital, though. Didn't do anything cool. Well, hey, got to beat the World War II. That's pretty cool. Well, I missed your post right under it. There is no post. There's no post right under it. The next post is Peter Keyes. So if you put something in right away, I didn't see it. That's why I was trying to find your other post here. I didn't see the other half. I'm sure you're like, yeah, in Argentina, we're like, yeah, that's my neighbor, Hans. The movie Duel, for example, a lot of movies. If you have that stuff that's going around, get to a doctor ASAP. I think it's the weather. I mean, this literally started happening in the past like 3 hours, so I'm assuming it's weather related. Oh, the next president of Chile, Cast, has 9 kids, and his father was in the SS before leaving to Chile. Wow. Yeah. Oh, your grandfather was in the Coastal Artillery Corps in the Philippines. Ooh. Yeah, being on Corregidor than Bataan. Well, that alone. Yeah, hell ships in Japan. Yeah. Yeah. I remember as a kid, old timers were like, they didn't like anything Japanese still. They wouldn't touch Mitsubishis, anything Kawasaki, Honda. They like, I remember old guys being like, I ain't touching that shit. And I'm like, oof. Fair enough. Fair enough. Amateur Iconoclast is in the Rainbow Division of World War One. It was initially, but then they, did another Rainbow Division in World War II. Like a lot, like I said, the National Guard getting deployed in war is actually something that's happened everywhere except Vietnam. Because that probably would have been really, really bad. World War I, World War II, Korea. I've told the story before. My grandfather and my great uncle, they joined the New York National Guard. And they were like, well, this will be a great way. We can't get drafted. And then my great uncle got his National Guard, his part, the unit they were in, his part of the unit said, hey, you guys are going to fucking Korea. So he had to spend a while in Korea killing Chinese people. And my grandfather was like, whoo. But it all depends where you're at. But no, the Rainbow Division thing was also World War II. But Korea, we sent National Guard units there. Obviously not Vietnam. And then, Desert Storm we did. And then obviously the Global War on Terror we did. Let's see here. Trying to catch up. There's whooping cough going around here. Well, you live out on the Indian reservation, so yeah. I'm allergic to weather. No, it happens all the time. Like, I didn't do anything. Like, today I was fine. I was in and out of places. I literally about 8 o'clock comes around. Well, that's oof. Yeah, I don't know. All of a sudden, about 8 o'clock, this did it to me. Harry Stevens says my grandfather was a glider infantry. Oh, God. Imagine that riding down on a big old glider, and you have to hope that the enemy didn't put. The only way you defeat gliders is you bury telephone poles in the ground, and idea is the glider hits it and just. But that was how the Germans defeated gliders. They put telephone poles basically in the middle of fields. So imagine being on a glider and hitting one of those at like 80 miles an hour. Oof. So let's see here. Yeah, well, and obviously in Iraq and Afghanistan, a lot of National Guardsmen got set up. Ben said I was in the reserves and went to Iraq. Yeah, well, yeah, that's the thing. Like the whole military got mobilized pretty much. For some reason, during Vietnam, it was easier to draft troops than to call up the reserves and National Guard. It's very political. It was a very political reason. Calling up the National Guard to go to Vietnam would have been really fucking bad. Really, really fucking bad. So you don't want to do that. It's bonbon dandruff. Yes. If you smoke menthols, you will never have allergies again. Well, I'll be all right. I'll be all right. The Coast Guard even made it to Iraq. Yeah, they had the cutters were doing work out there, and then they were on the rivers and stuff and harbors. Oh, finally, I got here in time. Drank Big Drink said, did Trump grant the shooter asylum? No, he came in 2021, so he got here when Biden let people over. Razor's Edge says, get a bottle of peach mead and a pineapple mango mead. to take to Thanksgiving tomorrow. God, I remember this one time. I had some meat. God, it's probably like 15 years ago now. Yeah, it's in law school when it happened. Guy I knew, pretty cool, very cool guy, very cool guy. He made mead, and I was like, oh, he's like, you ever tried it before? I was like, no. He's like, here you go, and he gave me like a whole jar of it, and I was like, all right. And I remember sitting there one day, it was like Saturday, I was like, yeah, I'll drink some mead, and I started drinking it, and it was like orange, and I forget what it was, but you start drinking it, and it had kind of the effect of like when you're at a party, and you drink like, you know, the Harry Buffalo or Jungle Juice. You don't realize, like, you need to start drinking. You're like, oh, this isn't bad. You keep drinking and keep drinking and keep drinking. Then after a while, you're like, whoa, this hits pretty good. Yeah, it was honey. I think it was honey and lemon, I think, or something. But yeah, it can. Yeah, I didn't realize that it was easy to overdo it, but holy shit, I got sloshed on that. And I was like, whoa. Yeah, menthols, I would be neighborly enough as it is already. Yeah, well, I don't. Seller says, are we doing the Dugan trial? It's in federal court, so we can't do it. We can't do it. Jim is saying, do I have any model kits for 1/6 scale figures? No, I do not. And guys, you're thinking, wow, 1/6 is huge. Yes, they are huge. They are like, you know, ones that have like a stand and everything. No, but Stabby printed me out with a resin printer some cool. We did it a couple streams ago of thing I found, and it's probably like about a foot tall, so it's not 1/6, but it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool of a German guy that we're going to work on here coming up when we get a second. Speaking of German stuff, by the way, models, want to make sure you guys knew we were working on the Stug. Here is the Stug in its final configuration. We had a bit of an issue. For some reason, when I put the clear coat on the top, the leaves turned white, so I had to let it all dry. Then I sprayed it again, and they kind of browned up. But the rest of it is, you know, here is that. And then we got that side with all the battle damage on it. You can see it's all tore up on the sides here, and then you can see on the back end the damage, the ricochet. And then from the front, you can see even the machine gun nest mount has a bit of foliage on it. And then, yeah, zooming out, it's all set. So it's all set for playing in the future when I go back and play. Is it pronounced like Stug? Yes. Yeah, there's Nord Bolt actually coming out. Also, Conflict. Conflict is kind of like, I've been looking at it. It's pretty cool. It's like Red Alert with all the sci-fi stuff. Is this for the game? Yes, this is for the actual game, guys. Like I said, next time I play it, I'll film a little bit of it so you can see it. But does prettiness matter? No, you can have unpainted stuff. It's like doing Warhammer. You paint your shit up and make it work. So, anyways, also, here's the underside, chat. Look, we did a pretty good job of like, dirtying up the underside and, just as is. So, no, you don't have to make them look like this. There's guys who just paint them green. But I like it. Yep, it's World War II with zombies and werewolves. Yep. So, yeah, you don't have to do it that way, but I think it's cool. Battle danger, Fritz ran into building. Zemi says, okay, Company of Heroes lied to me. Why they call it a Stug? I mean, you could call it that, but it's pronounced Stug, and that's just because it's the something German. I don't remember. So it's a lot of fun. Jesus, World War II wasn't scary enough? No, apparently not. Yeah, and Urabrask is correct. With these tabletop games, making things look nice is part of the fun. That's the same reason why people like, these guys who do you know, 40K stuff. It's all about making your shit look cool because it's oh, where's this guy at? I'm trying to I gotta find this dude. This dude does some killer fucking paintings of 40K stuff. And I gotta see if I can find it. Yeah, here we go. Okay. All right, I found the guy. This guy does such cool stuff. If you guys don't understand. This channel here, I highly recommend it if you want to see some inspiration, and if you're like, wow, I could do stuff, and you're like, no, I really can't. This guy will make you feel like a scrub. El Miniaturista, I think he's Spanish. He does some cool stuff here. You know, like here's a great one. Oh, why does this not work? Why did that not work? We'll try that again.
Come and meet us, but he thinks he'd blow our minds. There's a starman waiting in the sky. He told us not to blow it, 'cause he knows it's all worthwhile. He told me, let the children use it, let the children use it, let all the children do get.
I mean, just look how he does all the lighting with that. That is so cool. That is so cool how he does all that. And look at that. He made lighting without actual lighting things.
On someone, so I picked on you. Hey, that's far out.
Isn't that pretty cool? Like, the guy does all kinds of stuff. That's pretty neat. Where is one of the things he did recently that, like, I mean, this guy does all kinds of cool shit. You know, he does nice tank painting. Now you guys know why I use that putty stuff. You can do all kinds of cool shit with it. And that's where I got actually a lot of the ideas for this. Yeah, demonetized. That's okay. I mean, it is what it is there. That's like cake fondant for models. Yeah. We see this guy paint more models than we've seen Sean. Har. But anyways, a lot of that stuff he did on that, I did here. You know, I got some ideas from watching him. This guy does all kinds of cool shit. But like, you know, how I did the treads on this, I kind of got from him. But you notice how I did on the bottom here. When we were painting this, we had the yellow coat on, the Donkelgelb, and then the dark yellow. We had it really good, and like we got some nice depth and texture. We got some nice depth there. Anyway, that is, you know, and then obviously I kind of simplified with the colors to do extra stuff. Like, I think it's more neat to have, like, you know, you would put all kinds of foliage on your tank so you don't get fucking hunted by the airplanes flying around. And then, you know, obviously you guys can see on the bottom of the side skirts here, I started doing a little bit of weathering. The paint's getting knocked off, so it's bare steel. And then just doing the basic, you know, these were hand painted vehicles. So like when they did the little dashes all over it. That would have been with like a mop and a paint bucket. So that's all, and like up on the gun mantle. I don't know if we could see it there, but you can see the edge of the gun mantle. I did a little bit of like right there. You could see, doing a little bit of dry brushing to catch the edges. So you can see like the paint is wearing in spots. Just doing a little bit to make it work that way. So yeah, I've been learning a lot, trying to do stuff as I go. So Nico said the audio little had nothing. Yeah, but I liked it. And people would whine if they weren't hearing the audio. So Great Loader says the stream will get claimed for music. Yeah, for the revenue, for the ad revenue, but that's it. So it's all right. So that's where we are. I mean, like I said, there's a lot of neat stuff to learn from that. There's a lot of neat stuff to learn there. So there's still 509 or total. Oh, 200. Well, that's a lot of fake ghost over on Twitter. But that's why we did that. I know you guys we were watching the Counter Grub stuff. I had worked on this and finished it up, so that's why I just want to let you guys get an update there. You spam my DMs with videos sometimes from this guy. Yeah, you do. You do. EDW says, I find it lethargic when you paint. You mean like you find it makes you want to go to sleep when I'm painting? I mean, depending who you ask, people would say my normal streams put them to sleep. So I guess that's better than nothing. Oh no. Oh no, chat. So let's see here. I got too many tabs open. Gotta cancel some tabbies. All right, chat. There we go. Sorry, I had to fix that. The SM and ASMR. No, I know what you mean. You love the model streams. I'm like, but if I'm putting you to sleep, I'm like, I don't like that. It should be keeping you awake. Do an ASMR stream when I mean, if you want me to just shut my, just put the microphone down here while I'm working on stuff, I could do that one time if you really wanted. SP Seller says Biden made my super chat double before I read it. I thought I got caught up on stuff. Oh, SP Seller for $5 says show us Bonbon. I don't know if she's gonna. Hold on here. Let me try to grab her chat. Let me see if I can get. Trying to get her to come to the door, and Clyde's like, what do you want? Like, Clyde's all jealous now. He's like, fat man, what do you want? And I'm like, nice to see Bonbon. He's like, oh. Come here, Bonbon. Come here, pretty girl. Come here. Come here. Clyde's tail's wagging so hard. He's like, I thought you liked me. Clyde, do you want to come here? Come here, Clyde. Clyde, come here. Clyde, come on. Come on, Clyde. Come here, buddy. Now he's just standing in the doorway wagging his tail. It's like they're both fucking with me now. Times like this, chat. Times like this. I don't know, guys. It's like you get trolled by the dogs. EDW prefers the train streams. Yes, golf is good sleeping TV. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, you want to CLYDE. You know what? Yes, a Bonbon Tower. Yes. Beretsky says, I fall asleep all the time, then wake up in a panic after you rate a different channel before my phone shuts off. Oh, I'm sorry. But yes, we had a Bonbon and Clyde Tower. Let's see. Come on, guys. Come on. They're still not. Oh. Hey. Hello, sir. Can you want to come here? Hey. Come here. Come on. They're like sniffing around, think I dropped something. Come here. Come here, hey. Come here. Come here, guys. Come on. Like they're not interested in a night chat. Let me hold on, give me a second here. All right, chat. So I figured, well, Clyde's like, fine, I'll come here, fat man. So you got Clyde tonight. Bonbon's going to start screaming in a second, so maybe we'll get her too. See if I can grab her at the same time. Come here, Bonbon. Come on, come on. Come on, come on. You can do it. You're like a 3-pound dog. You got hops. I know you do. Come on. I guess not. You just get a Clyde Tower tonight, chat. So, yes, Bonbon apparently went to the vet. Bonbon weighs 3 pounds, 3.4 pounds. So Bonbon's a little dog. Yes, Bonbon's fixing to holler. What you think? Clyde's like, get this fucking dog away from me. It's too high strung. See. The hollering dog of Cleveland, yes. Yes. Can I set you down and grab her? Come on, putty. Tomorrow you're going to eat some turkey. You're going to get tryptophan. You're going to have a tryptophan coma tomorrow, Barbara. It's going to be a great day. Karen says, my cat is 30 pounds and curled up next to me. Oh, jeez. Yeah, 3.4 pounds. Yeah, Bonbon's a little dog. Remember, it's a toy. It's a toy Papillon. Very, very small. I was streaming when I was in front of my computer, and I chose to watch Tucker yell and Piers Morgan. Tucker and Piers Morgan went at it. Nice. So, Louis dog. Louis is better than Bonbon, and nobody beats Clyde. Yeah, well, no Louis this weekend, just Bonbon. So, one of these nights coming up, chat, we will get some Bonbon action. We got Clyde in the meantime, though. Can you get a no woo? Huh? Huh? Can you get a no woo, buddy? Ooh, come on, do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. All right. Well, I'm going to set you down, bud. All right. Oh. Well. And then we get little Clyde bonds. Well, we can't. Clyde has been Clyde's fixed. They fixed him when he got dropped off of the APL. They took his balls, chat. They cut his balls off. So Tucker has a purpose, and he's got a purpose. He's got a purpose. So don't count him out. Don't count him out. Clyde got baldoed? Yes. Yes, they broke him. John Coben says they can get reversed. How? They took his balls out. They can't give him new ones. Yeah. Where are my balls, Jerry? Yeah. He got baldoed. That's it's a shame, Chad. It is a shame out there. So let's see here. What else are we doing? Give Clyde your balls. No, I'm not doing that. Yes, Tucker is American TV dinner royalty. Yes, The Swanson frozen TV dinner empire. But it's true. It is true. He is out there for that. And let's see. More information. Let's see here. What do we got? Let's see here. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything else. Let's just double check there's anything else about this guy. Let's see. Let's yeah, nothing new. So rank the furry costumes from Miss Universe. I'll pass on that. No. Did you say after party model stream? Yeah, I think we will. I think we're gonna play around with something. I think we're gonna play around with something here in a little bit because, like I said, we'll play around with something small. But like I said, this is done, so probably gonna leave this alone. And Sullivan say he was illegal since September. I don't know what he did. Did you talk about the $54 turkey from Popeyes? What? I don't know if I'd want to. Hold on. Popeyes turkey. Let's see here. So Popeyes is offering a turkey. Okay. Cajun style turkey. Ooh, this looks interesting. I don't know if I want it with all the seasoning on it though. Like Popeyes is like it's okay, but I don't know if I want a Popeyes turkey with seasoning on it. I don't know how good that would be. Like even the fat guy in me is a little cautious. So the turkey's gone. Okay, yeah. Well, but how much were they going for? $99? Jeez. Also, that's not the that is not a very robust looking turkey. Yeah, you got your biscuits and all that, but yeah, like I said, I don't know. That's not I don't know if I'd want my turkey to taste that way. I don't season my food. I do season my food. I just not Cajun turkey. You're $60 for a fresh turkey. That's not bad. Yeah, it's a 15+ pound turkey. Oh, okay. I mean, that doesn't look very good to me, but it doesn't look as impressive. If it's better than what it is, fine. They didn't do a good job on that. Oh, Swallow's running for governor of California. Hey, at some point, California deserves what happens to it. I know some of you out there live in California. I'm sorry, but your fellow citizens are kind of wanting to bend you over. So I think garlic salt is spicy. Oh, stop. Bacon wrapped turkey. I've had that before. It's not bad. Let's see. Local store was clearancing fresh turkeys. You got a 12-pound 12-pound for $6. That's not bad. Let's see here. So, let me see. Did I miss fast food's an absolute gyp nowadays. Well, no, and it's not the fact it's $99. If it's a $15 turkey that's been cooked, if it's pre-cooked, it's been frozen and it's seasoned and all that for $99, like that's not the worst. So, but they're taking advantage of, also marketing. So, hey, it worked out good. They sold out, so they accomplished their mission. Oh, it's not cooked? Oh. What's wrong with Popeye's Cajun turkey? I've never I get it for chicken, but just Cajun flavored turkey just doesn't sound the right to me. Doesn't sound good to me, chat. Graham says, "Did I hear about the Slender Man case?" Yes, the Slender Man girl who got released. She's now trans, and she also took her ankle monitor and went snip and disappeared. I don't know if they arrested her again yet, but we are going to cover that tomorrow night. We got a bunch of stuff we're covering tomorrow night, guys. We got the, when you hear about it on its face, it sounds like these guys are in our chat. The guys who tried to overthrow the island in Haiti. A Texas judge arresting a UPS truck driver. The James Comey and Letitia James indictments, the Somali fraud case. And then we'll be doing some hanging out stuff. Oh, they caught the Slender Man girl again. Good. Graham, also good to see you, man. It's been a while. Hope you're doing well. The cops picked her up and she said to Google her name and they'd figure it out. Yeah, well. And they caught her and her trans boyfriend. Well, that's great. The body cam is out of her rearrest already. Oh, well, there we go. I'll get that for tomorrow. They rearrested her yesterday. Oh, well, I guess she has nothing to be thankful for. Heyo. All right, let me see here. Slender Man. Oh wow, so she's hanging out with a 43-year-old and she's 23. It's like, oh yeah, that totally fucking that totally makes sense. So, like that's that totally makes sense. We'll go over more of this tomorrow, chat. Wow. So we'll get to that tomorrow. Here. Maybe putting a bunch of crazies in one house isn't the best idea. It doesn't scream daddy issues. Yeah, well, yeah, look it all up. It's It's Slender Ma'am. Oh. Did I do the judge in Missouri? Yes, we did him last week. Yes. And like I said, the Elvis shit wasn't the worst thing, but he did a lot of really bad shit, so he had to go. I just texted Chris Hansen. All right, guys, so we're gonna wrap it up here. We're gonna land the plane. We are gonna get over to the model stream and over to the model bench. I will set that up so you guys can join me. And let me see here. Okay, so we gotta select. I hate this making me do the orientation stuff. It is 11 p.m. Oh, wrong day. So like I said, chat, tomorrow night, 9:30, we'll hang out. Like I said, we'll do some stories, and then we'll hang out, and then just have a fun time. So I will... that is it. Remember the tranche? Yes, the tranche is an awful, awful thing. They killed all those poor animals and starved them. That whole thing was a disaster, and it was so horrible to read about how they did that. So we are going to... Oh, I got to switch over here, and that's a problem. All right, chat, so that is it for tonight. So just remember, fuck all these communists. Fuck all their subversion. And, fuck this guy. Comes here, causes problems, and bitches out. And it's like, well, then, go back, homie. You go back, you have fun in Shitholeville, as he should at this point. Like, fuck this guy. Fuck this guy for shooting those guardsmen. They did nothing wrong. And all they did was their job. And then this piece of shit, bitch boy. Remember, he doesn't deserve a name. This bitch boy did all this. So, Remember, until next time, explain the trans on the other channel. Oh my God, no, we're not doing that. We're not going down that. We're not going down that rabbit hole, chat. Just remember, till next time, chat. Just because you did it does not mean you're guilty, unless you're Mark Kelly fermenting sedition. That's like, have fun, motherfucker. Have fun. Good night, chat. Good night.
Weapons, blacksmithing, and models of planes, esoteric works, and even some trains. Much merriment had while drinking White Claws, tips on hunting, and even talking the law. Whatever you do, just don't talk to cops, even when they nab you on illegal stops. Just 'cause you did it doesn't mean you're guilty, but please talk to a local attorney. Was that the fat guy?